TheFrXion here, or Tag12, whoever you call me, I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we are finally back with some gameplay because I have a bit of time now and I'm trying to get some games in there, you know, I'm trying to enjoy the holiday season, and it's been a very wild ride the last 2 months at least, and I think I need a bit of a break. So there's not going to be daily uploads in the foreseeable future because the daily deals, the advent calendar, everything is over. I will make a video where I am going to be reviewing the advent calendar, and I'm going to be talking about how well I thought it was, how much I liked it or I didn't like it, and I also want to have a bit of a recap of the year and talk about some logistical things for the next couple of weeks, what is going to be happening on this channel. But right now, there are a couple of days now, we're going to take a look at some gameplays. First, I'm going to ease you guys into some ELC Even 90 action before I'm going to unleash EBR 75 FL10 gameplay, because you guys absolutely hate that thing. You guys hate wheel tanks, and I cannot be mad at that because I don't like them either. At least I don't like them in the current state that they're in, and I want to make a video on how wrong they are in the game and why I just dislike the way that Wargaming have implemented them into World of Tanks, and I want to talk about the main issues with them. So right here, we're playing at ELC Even 90. This is a perfect matchup, only tier 8 vehicles, and there is a lot of stuff going on. This is one of my favorite maps, it's Fjords, and we have taken up a very passive position right here in the ELC Even 90, and we're spotting the Stridswagen S1 over there, getting a nice 400 assistance damage. This tank has amazing view range. It's so small, it's very, very difficult to detect. It has a 3-round autoloader with a 90mm gun, which is absolutely atrocious. It's terrible. 175mm of penetration. Shell velocity is terrible, as you can see right here. It's only 760 meters per second. The reload time is 30 seconds. So basically, this entire thing is a disaster of a tank. So right here, you can see we're getting pushed in the middle. The middle is a huge place where there's a lot of fighting going on. And I'm sitting in this ELC Even 90 just trying to light up the guys there with the Indian Panzer and with the Carnarvon Action 10. I don't want to fire because if I do fire, I will get lit up by those guys. And I don't know what is up there at the A9 and A8 area. What you can see though is that our team has pushed itself very aggressively. Our heavy tanks have not held back at all, and I've noticed that if we want to win this, we need to get these tanks out of that position in the middle. So that means we have to make a play. I have 3 rounds, that's about, if everything goes up, that's about 700 damage in the best way. So right now I'm trying to make a move. I'm going in for that Kanon Jagdpanzer, and that's where this tank just shines. Very, very, very beautiful, and we put another one into the Indian Panzer. We have a very awkward reload. I do not want to get exposed and get shot at from the back. But if you look at the minimap and if you look at the players that have been lit up, you can see that there are only 2 tanks missing, an ELC Even 90 and an SU-130 PM. The chances that the ELC Even 90 is up there is quite high, but the chances that the SU-130 PM is up there is kind of low. So what we're trying to do right now is, because the push has fizzled out of our team, we're trying to get these guys some support and destroy these tanks as soon as we can. Unfortunately, our push, which was a bit reckless because we've just lost about a majority of our HP, did not make our team push with us. It did not get the message to the tank destroyers to help with the push. So it was a bit of an awkward situation, but I have to go back in there because I know these tanks are all low HP. There's an Indian Panzer right here that's only 10 HP. There's a Carnarvon Action 10, which is really, really low. And this AMX M4 49L is really, really annoying. So what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to stay alive. I do not want to be an easy target for the Indian Panzer. And just like that, we managed to turn this match around. And there you can see the SC-130PM was up there. So yeah, we got very lucky that he did not shoot at us when we were pushing that position. And there's the ELC Even 90 as well. Tier 8 premium light tank that we are playing right now. He's right there. So far in this matchup, we have done about 2,600 damage combined, and we've lost the majority of our HP. We have been quite careless a bit in certain situations where we just pushed, but it was very important that we get into that area because we want to win this match. And so far, it looks like this is going to be a clean win for us. Oh, but Jesus Christ, the 760 meters per second shell velocity and the accuracy, which is I think 0.41 or 0.39. It's pretty horrible on this tank, so you're not going to hit anything from a far distance. What you can see though is that our momentum has once again shifted. We have a T-28 over here, which is full HP, and we just lost our KPZ-07RH. What happened? Our T-28, who was full HP, just blew up. Ally Baros 75 overturned their vehicle. That's how quickly a game can switch again. And you can see that our T-28 was just a bit too careless when he was driving, and he probably drove off the pier and he hit the vehicle on the side. Very, very unfortunate for him. What I'm trying to do right now is I know they have a majority of players with tank destroyers and just a couple, one medium tank and one light tank. So what I need to do for my team is I need to get these vehicles spotted. Luckily for us, we spot the Scorpion G. We know where he is. It's just a Scorpion, but it's still the same as the Scorpion G. It just doesn't have the skin. And we know that there's an AT-15 in the city. We have a Stridswagen 81 somewhere on the island, which we just spotted right there. And there's an ELC Even 90 and one more tank, a SC-130PM up north. So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to give my team a bit of a view range advantage, because I know that I have decent camouflage values. I know that I have decent a decent view range. What I really need to do right now is I need to get the scout out of the game. I need to get the ELC Even 90 out of the match, and I need these guys in my team to be able to take on these guys without losing too much HP, and at the same time I need to secure the back of the attack. I need to secure the flank. And up north, we know that the ELC Even 90 is up here, and we know that the SC-130PM is up here as well. So I'm trying to spot these guys as soon as they come in, and obviously we've known that the ELC Even 90 is coming in. I put one into him, I put another one into him, and we managed to finish him off very, very nicely right there. It was very important that the second shot was going to hit him, and the 90mm shell only has 220 alpha damage, so that was quite a high roll, 235. But unluckily for us, we just lost the SC-130PM to the Scorpion. So this is a very awkward scenario now, because it's a 3 versus 4 situation. We have a Scorpion who is very aggressive in the town, and we know that the AT-15 is just waiting there. So I need to assist the Scorpion with the AT-15. The issue is the Stridswagen 81 could come anytime around the corner and finish either one of us off, and we just spotted him. Now the AT-15 is only focused on the Scorpion. I put one into him, I put another one into him, and I finish him off. And with the Scorpion, we managed to just barely survive right there. I reload, and now it's a 3 versus 3 situation. This is a really tense game, because it has shifted so many times in a very, very small window where a lot of things have happened. So our charioteer, he's a player who knows what he's doing. He uses the double bush. He's trying to get these tanks out of the game, and he got the S3RV 81 out of his little hidey hole, and that went very, very well. So right now, it's all about spotting the SC-130PM, and it's all about us playing the right cards. And that means I have to spot them, guys, and we don't have to make any mistakes. We have the numerical advantage. So it's really important that neither the Scorpion G nor the Charioteer make any aggressive plays where they might just get themselves into a position where they get into a crossfire from the SU-130PM and the Scorpion. Unfortunately, our Scorpion is really, really adamant about doing more damage, and he is really aggressively pushing into the enemy spawn. I tell him to wait. Unfortunately, the damage is happening right there, and it's already too late. We lost the Scorpion, so it's a 2 versus 2, and they have the hit points advantage. So what is really important for me right now is I want to assist this Charioteer. So I decide to go into this little bush where I know that I'm going to be able to spot these guys without getting spotted if they choose to move through the middle. Now, they're 2 tanks, and they're almost both full HP. So that means that these 2 vehicles, they know that they have a hit points advantage. All they want to do is they want to take care of the Charioteer. They know where he has been. They don't know where I am, because the last place they have seen me was actually up north. So the SU-130PM makes a move. He tries to go in there. I spot him. I fall back. I use the double bush tactic right there, and I put 2 shells into him. The third one, unfortunately, just doesn't cut it out, and we're unable to do more than 451 damage. But that's still pretty damn good, considering that we didn't get lit up, and he had to fall back because obviously he didn't want to get shot by somebody else. Luckily for me, the Charioteer is he is communicating with me, and with communication being the key in this situation, I tell him that I'm going to try to play up north. I want to go up there, and I want to be able to see if I might be able to spot the Scorpion and the SU-130 from up there, because I have a lot of view range. I have very, very good optics on this tank, and I'm certain that if nobody goes up north, I'm going to be able to spot them, because down here, they're just going to be hiding behind those rocks, and with the perspective that we have from up here or from the pier, they will be able to spot us as well. So I tell the Charioteer that I'm going to be making a play. I put it on the minimap that I'm going to be repositioning, and I'm telling him that he should stay put where he is currently at the moment, because if we are able to spot them, we might just be able to put them into a little clinch and get that pincer movement in there. That's something that I want to be able to do. So I tell him I want to move up there by myself, because he doesn't have the mobility to go up there fast enough, since there's only 2 more minutes on the clock. This is a really tense game. This is one of those games that you want to have in World of Tanks all the time, because they are really, really fun, and there's so much at stake. So I was really interested in, making the smartest choice, and I was certain that this was a very risky play by me, because if I move up here and the SU-130PM is waiting around the corner, he's going to finish me off. But I'm counting on that they are not moving from their positions, because they are tank destroyers, and tank destroyers really do not like to move, even though they have decent mobility. And I decide to go into these little bushes right here and see if I might just spot one of these guys. Now, keep in mind, I have a very big view range advantage, and I have very, very good camouflage value. So I spot the Scorpion. He's still at the same rock, and moving backwards right here, using the double bush, waiting, and now I am finally going to town on the Scorpion. Keep in mind, this tank's gun is not very good, but I've been able to just keep him there. I've put 3 rounds into him, and that one was definitely a hit and a pen. So the SU-130PM now, they have realized that I'm up here. They're now repositioning, so the Charioteer knows that this is the mark for him to move in. What I want to be able to do is I want to take out the Scorpion so he doesn't get into a crossfire, and this SU-130PM is moving into the little dip right there. So it's really important for me to take out this guy before he's able to put one into the Charioteer, and now I know that I have to go over here to the left where there's a little bush which allows me to shoot the SU-130PM. Unfortunately, the Charioteer, he only tracks him, but I managed to finish him off, and in the end we are able to do 3,555 damage, 2,001 spotting. So this was a very interesting game, because in the end, this was a very active scouting situation where I needed to really get into the game as well. And there were some elements where passive scouting and just being able to use the view range to your advantage was very, very essential in winning the game. And in the end, we managed to get 7 kills. We managed to play very nicely together with a charioteer who was very communicative, and where we were able to really make a plan, you know, execute it very, very nicely and not panic in the end and keep a cool head. And I thought, like, games like this are the reason why we're playing World of Tanks. So the ELC Even 90, it might not have the best gun handling, it might not be the best, most overpowered scout, but it's extremely good at being a passive scout, it's extremely good at being hidden, and this tank is so much fun when you get it into a position like this where you can actually do something with your shells. We didn't use a single premium shell because all of the tanks were able to pen quite fairly with the 176mm that we have on the AP shell, and we fired so many rounds, it took us a very long time, but we still managed 3,555, which is something you don't do a lot with the ELC Even 90 because this tank just doesn't have to reload. So this was a very special kind of match for me, and hopefully it was a very special kind of match to watch as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy World of Tanks, enjoy the Christmas period, and I see you on the next video. Until then, have a good one. Peace out.